Chinese scholars say, Russia has been reduced to the level of a middle power, while China is taking advantage of America's arrogance to rise to become a world power. Yes, that is the title of an article written by a Chinese scholar. Below is the detailed content, please listen to it. Since entering the 21st century, the world paradigm is undergoing profound changes. After the dissolution of the Soviet Union, the United States once dominated the world. However, with China's rapid economic development and improvement in overall national power, the United States' position is under threat. At the same time, Russia, once the other pole, is also experiencing structural problems due to its over-reliance on energy exports. And its power continues to decline. The fortunes of these two once bipolar countries have undergone a dramatic reversal. 1. China's economic power is growing rapidly and its military power is becoming increasingly strong. China's economy has achieved rapid development in the past 20 years and has become the world's second largest economy after the United States, and is catching up with the United States' lead with an unstoppable trend. According to statistics, China's total GDP has increased from about $1.3 trillion in 2001 to about $18 trillion in 2021, an increase of nearly 14 times in just 20 years. The core reason behind the Chinese economy achieving such incredible growth is that the Chinese government and enterprises have successfully grasped the great opportunities of world industrial transfer. Since the 1990s, developed countries have generally faced pressure from industrial relocation and have moved labor-intensive industries to developing countries with lower labor costs. China has strongly developed export-oriented manufacturing and taken over a large number of labor-intensive industries transferred from developed countries, quickly becoming the world's factory. This has created strong development momentum for the Chinese economy. At the same time, China continues to improve its industrial technology level so that its products are highly competitive in the international arena. Today, China has reached free trade agreements with the European Union, ASEAN, etc., spreading its economic influence to every corner of the world. Even the US depends heavily on Chinese goods. In 2001, the US had to grant China permanent most favored nation status. In recent years, Sino-US trade disputes have erupted many times. As economic power increased, China's military power building also made great progress. At the beginning of the new century, China's military power is still outdated. Equipped with a large number of second-generation aircraft and old tanks from the Cold War era, and does not have advanced information equipment. However, China has gradually increased its investment in defense and made great progress in military technology. After more than 20 years of development, China has successfully developed a series of advanced weapons and equipment, including aircraft carriers, stealth fighters, early warning aircraft and main battle tanks. Third-generation force, achieving a qualitative leap in military power. Today, China's military spending is second only to the US, reaching $224 billion. Faced with China's increase in military power, the US must adjust its strategic focus accordingly. Deploy more troops to the Asia-Pacific region and make every effort to compete with China. To gain strategic advantage in the region. 2. Russia moved from prosperity to decline, from superpower to regional power. In sharp contrast to China, Russia, another former superpower, is declining in national power and influence. After the dissolution of the Soviet Union, Russia's economic structure became unified and relied too much on energy exports, making the country's economy very vulnerable to the impact of international oil prices. After the Crimea incident in 2014, the US and other Western countries imposed severe sanctions on Russia, causing heavy damage to the Russian economy, which depends on energy exports, and pushing the country into a quagmire of recession and high inflation. After the outbreak of the Ukraine war in 2022, the West imposed comprehensive economic and financial sanctions on Russia, making the Russian economy worse and suffering severe blows. Today, Russia's economic power and political influence are no longer enough to consolidate its superpower status. By all accounts, Russia has been reduced to a mid-range regional power. Not only that, the 2022 Ukraine war also revealed that Russia's military power has also suffered heavy losses and is no longer able to win wars with major powers. At the beginning of the war, the Russian army made a strong statement that it would quickly capture Kiev, the capital of Ukraine, but this plan soon failed. The Russian army's elite airborne forces were also unable to quickly capture the important air transport hub Antonov Airport around Kiev. Although Russian armored forces attacked from all sides, they were attacked by guerrilla tactics using anti-tank weapons of the Ukrainian army. In addition, due to insufficient logistical supplies, their movement was delayed. Very limited. In addition, the Black Sea Fleet's flagship Moskva, once considered unsinkable, was sunk by Ukrainian missiles, causing the Russian military to lose face. Ukrainian drones have also repeatedly invaded Russian territory to carry out attacks, exposing the presence of Russian air defense. Many loopholes. In this war, the Russian army not only failed to achieve its strategic goals but also revealed serious errors in all aspects, and its strength and military prestige were heavily damaged. Ultimately, the Russian military had no choice but to abandon its plans to capture all of Ukraine and reduce its tactical goal to controlling for eastern Ukrainian states. The war in Ukraine has certainly seriously damaged Russia's military power. Worse still, Finland was provoked by the Russia-Ukraine war and decided to join NATO, which sharply increased Russia's strategic pressure in the Nordic region. 3. There is a clear contrast between the fate of China and Russia. China is aiming to become the most powerful country in the world. In short, over the past 20 years, the fates of China and Russia have been completely opposite. During this period, China seized the historical opportunity, experienced explosive growth in economic power, and increasingly strong military power, steadily moving towards the goal of becoming the strongest power in the world, while Russia is facing the double blow of the economic crisis, structural problems of energy dependence and war in Ukraine, which has fallen from a superpower to a regional power. The historical cycle has caused two once prosperous socialist countries to usher in completely different destinies. Looking to the future, China's continued rise is unstoppable. Yes, that is an article by a Chinese expert. What is your opinion? Please let us know in the comments below this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel to see our latest similar topics. Goodbye and see you soon.